Before you say a single word, before you explain yourself, before you prove anything, people have already decided how seriously to take you. Not based on your intelligence, not on your confidence, not even on your experience, but on 5 silent signals you're sending without realizing it. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You can say the smartest thing in the room and still be ignored if these signals are wrong. Meanwhile, someone else can say nothing and instantly command respect. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about acting alpha, and it's definitely not about fake confidence. It's about psychology, real, researched human behavior. Today, I'm going to show you 5 things that make people take you seriously before you ever speak. Most people get at least 3 of these wrong and never understand why they're overlooked. Let's start with the first one, because it's the fastest way to lose respect without realizing it. 1. Your stillness. Why calm people are taken seriously. Think about the last time you were around someone who barely moved. They didn't fidget, they didn't rush, they didn't fill silence, yet somehow the room adjusted to them. That's not an accident. Psychologists call this behavioral economy. The person who moves less is subconsciously seen as having more control. Studies in social perception show that people who display calm, minimal movement are perceived as higher status and more competent, even when no words are spoken. Now compare that to nervous motion. Constant shifting, over-nodding, fast hand movements, adjusting clothes repeatedly. None of these mean you're weak, but the human brain reads them as internal instability. Here's the twist most people miss. Trying to look confident often creates the opposite effect. Real authority is quiet. The fastest way to apply this isn't to freeze like a statue, it's to slow down. When you sit, sit fully. When you stand, stand still. When you listen, don't perform listening. Silence plus stillness creates gravity, and gravity pulls attention. But even stillness won't save you if you're doing the second mistake, because this one quietly destroys credibility. 2. Your eye behavior. You've probably heard this advice: maintain strong eye contact. That advice is incomplete and often harmful, because intense, unbroken eye contact doesn't signal confidence, it signals pressure. Research on nonverbal communication shows that balanced eye contact, not constant staring, is associated with trust and authority. High-status individuals naturally break eye contact first and comfortably. Here's the rule powerful people follow unconsciously. They look when it matters, they look away when it doesn't. If you're locking eyes non-stop, your brain is saying, "Please take me seriously." If your gaze is relaxed, selective, and calm, it says, "I already assume you will." Try this. Make eye contact while listening. Break eye contact while thinking. Reconnect briefly when responding. This rhythm feels natural, human, grounded. And here's the psychological trick. People fill silence with assumptions. If you don't look anxious, they assume you're confident. If you don't rush to signal respect, they assume you have it. Which leads to the third factor, and this one hurts people the most. 3. How you enter and exit. Why first and last moments decide everything. Most people obsess over what happens during interactions, but psychology tells us something brutal. Humans remember the beginning and the end far more than the middle. This is called the primacy and recency effect, and it shapes how seriously people take you. Watch what low credibility behavior looks like. Rushing into a room, apologizing immediately, starting mid-thought, lingering awkwardly when it's time to leave. Now watch high credibility behavior. Enter calmly, pause before engaging, speak only when grounded, leave without over-explaining. Even without speaking, your timing speaks for you. Here's a simple adjustment. When you enter any space, meeting, room, conversation, pause for 2 seconds. Not awkward, not dramatic, just present. That pause signals, "I'm comfortable being here." And when you leave, don't fade out. Finish your action. Stand. exit. People don't remember everything you did. They remember how you arrived and how you left. Now here's where things get uncomfortable, because the fourth factor is the one people deny the most. 4. Your appearance isn't about fashion, it's about predictability. This isn't about expensive clothes, it's not about trends, and it's definitely not about vanity. It's about cognitive load. Research in social psychology shows that when someone's appearance is inconsistent or distracting, the brain spends energy processing them instead of trusting them. High credibility individuals are visually predictable. Their style says, "This is what you get, no surprises." Low credibility doesn't come from dressing bad, it comes from dressing incoherently. Too many signals at once. Conflicting styles, over-accessorizing, unclear identity, trying to impress instead of belong. When people can instantly categorize you, they relax. When they can't, they question. That's why uniforms work. That's why simplified wardrobes exist. That's why leaders often dress boringly. Clarity beats creativity when it comes to respect. Ask yourself, does my appearance reduce thinking or create it? Now, the final factor is the most powerful because it overrides all the others. 5. Your relationship with silence, the ultimate authority signal. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it. They explain more. They justify. They soften. But silence is not empty. Silence is status neutral until someone breaks it, and the person who doesn't rush controls the frame. Studies on negotiation and leadership consistently show that people who tolerate silence are perceived as more confident, competent, and authoritative. Think about it. Who breaks silence first, the nervous or the secure? Powerful people don't rush to be understood. They assume understanding will come. Try this. When someone finishes speaking, wait one beat before reacting. Not to manipulate, but to think. That pause does 3 things: shows emotional regulation, signals thoughtfulness, forces others to lean in. Silence makes people project meaning onto you, and projection often works in your favor. The real reason this works. Here's what all 5 things have in common. They remove neediness from your presence. People don't take you seriously when you want to be taken seriously. They do when you behave like it's already assumed. Stillness, balanced eye contact, intentional entry and exit, visual clarity, comfort with silence. None of these require confidence. They create it, externally first, internally later. And here's the most important part. You don't need to do all 5. Start with 1. The room will adjust. Because humans don't respond to words first, they respond to signals. And once the signal is right, everything you say lands heavier. If this changed how you see social power, subscribe because the next video breaks down how speaking less actually makes your words matter more. Until then, stay grounded.